All right. Eli Lilly is one of the stocks that I placed on my list of top stocks to buy this year. And so I know a lot of you are interested in this company because I've been following it closely and ranking it highly this year. But before you make a decision on buying or selling Eli Lilly stock, there are things you need to know about the company. And I'm going to share them with you here in this video. And these are things that you'll need to know. Not everything you need to know, but it's a good starting point to jump from after you evaluate these details. You'll know where to go from here, and I'll point you in the right direction. So let's get started. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now. So one of the things Eli Lilly stock investors need to know about is the company's attempts to offer lower priced versions or lower prices for its treatments. Of course, the very popular weight loss and diabetes treatments have been criticized for being so expensive and out of reach for many customers. But Eli Lilly said that they operate a direct-to-consumer model at scale through Lilly Direct, which provides more affordable access to its medicines. And this includes their leading weight loss medications, Zepbound, at a discount of more than 50% off the list price. That's a pretty meaningful discount, and people that cannot afford the full price versions can go to Lilly Direct and find their way to lower prices for the company's treatments. Now, that's also positive for the company because they're facing a lot of pressure, not just from customers, but from politicians who find it popular to attack the healthcare companies and say your treatments are too expensive, you need to lower your prices. And it's really popular to do that. So they find it something that, almost every politician going back uh, decades has attacked healthcare companies for pricing their products too expensively. And there is some truth to it. Their products are expensive. And the reason their products are expensive for the most part is because of the uncertainty, the risk that's associated with developing new products, and healthcare companies have that patent protection for a certain number of years after they develop a new drug so that they can recoup those investments made in developing these treatments. And so they can be incentivized to take the risks to develop these treatments. If there wasn't this big reward, this big potential reward, then they wouldn't be investing so much to develop these treatments. So it's a touchy situation, and the company here is aiming to lower that pressure, both from customers who say that your products are too expensive, and from politicians who say that you're ripping off U.S. consumers because you're pricing your products so expensively. The company also went on to say that negotiated prices in Europe come with broad access, low patient copays, and without administrative hurdles like prior authorizations. There are also no intermediaries that distort prices, and hospitals do not seek profit by selling medicines and marking them up. They go on to say that if we import foreign price controls and insert them into a U.S. system that isn't built to function for patients, we risk embracing the worst of two worlds: the low productivity and output of Europe's biopharma sector with the high out-of-pocket and distorted prices of the U.S. insurance market. Wow. So Eli Lilly there pointed attack to Europe and the United States for their policies on healthcare and treatment, saying that it's because of your regulations, it's because of your policies that's created this market that doesn't work very well for people. And rather than always being on the defensive, taking the attacks from governments that claim their products are too expensive, Eli Lilly here shooting back and saying, you know what? It's your policies in Europe and in the United States that are creating these inefficiencies. So if you try and combine some of the policies from Europe and bring them into the United States, you're only going to make things worse because the United States system is not built for that. And so if you import that policy from Europe to the US, it's just going to make an already bad market even worse. And here, Eli Lilly showing a willingness to fight back against politicians and governments that are attacking the company for its sales tactics and saying, hey, if you fixed your policies, then the sector and the market wouldn't be so discombobulated like it is. And so one of the reasons why they're under so much attack is they operate with very, very big margins. Eli Lilly's gross profit margin as a percentage of revenue was 85% in Q2, and the performance margin was over 45%. It's the performance margin is similar to the operating profit margin that I evaluate with most companies, and a operating profit margin of 45% is excellent. It would rank among the best of the best among all companies, not just healthcare companies. So these elevated profit margins attract a lot of attacks from customers and politicians and governments alike. But what's misleading here is that the company, as I mentioned earlier, has to invest significant percentage of their revenue on research and development to keep new treatments coming out. Otherwise, they would lose their patent protection for the treatments they have in the markets today, and they wouldn't have new drugs in the pipeline to replace those that are losing their patent protection. And so their sales and profits would decline considerably. But the company wouldn't make those investments in R&D if they didn't feel confident that they can recoup those investments when or if they hit a home run and they find a really good treatment. They make up for all of those treatments or all of those things that they research and turn out to be nothing more than just some wasted effort. Or, when you're a company like Eli Lilly, I don't think there's any wasted effort. I think even if you make an investment on a treatment and it doesn't work out, you learn from that, and that's valuable information. So I don't think it's wasted effort, but there needs to be a reward for the company to make those investments. Otherwise, they wouldn't be making them. And so this is just part of recouping those investments made earlier. Marketing, selling, and administrative expenses increased by 30% as they continue to increase investment to support their newest launches. And as I mentioned, R&D expenses increased 23%, driven by higher expenses for late-stage assets and additional investment in early-stage research. So this is the benefit to society. This is the benefit to society of Eli Lilly generating such strong profit margins is they can take that and reinvest in R&D to develop new treatments. And we as a society collectively benefit from those research and development efforts. And they wouldn't make those efforts unless they started seeing these kinds of positive results. So it's a difficult situation, I understand, but it's the way the market is, it's the way the market has developed, and it's difficult to try and improve the situation by making incremental changes at the margin and trying to incorporate them into a system that's already as developed as it is. I certainly don't have any solutions, easy solutions to implement to create a better dynamic between consumers who want lower prices and better access to treatments and healthcare companies and pharmaceutical companies that want those huge profits in order to support the risks in developing new treatments. So this is something that Eli Lilly stock investors need to monitor. It's one of the bigger factors in investing in a pharmaceutical company. And then the company's capability in research and development is what's going to drive most of the value for Eli Lilly stock investors. How good is the company in this process? That's really the core competency that you're investing in. You're not investing in the weight loss treatments, right? That's just what's happening right now and maybe in the next 5 years as the oral versions of these injectable treatments start to come into market. But what about 15 years from now or 10 years from now, right? There needs to be something new to take the place of the aging treatments that they have today. And their skills in R&D is the value you're getting from the company. So this document I'm reading from is Eli Lilly's Q2 2025 earnings call transcript. I've made this highlighted document available to my channel members, and there are dozens more just like this one. You can join my channel for less than $5 a month. See the link in the description for all the benefits you get for joining my channel. There are so many, and this is just one of them. Hey everyone, so many of you have been asking about my investing strategy, and I'm excited to announce that I've written a book that's available for sale now that describes my 6-step investing framework for evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.